Bless your new tarot deck using the elements and welcome it to your spiritual practice. Hi, my lovely witchy tarot bumblebees. It's Ethany. Welcome back to my channel. And today I am sharing with you an elemental tarot blessing that you can do with any of your decks, new or old, fully recharged or just worn and torn. And you can do it to welcome your deck into your practice. I'm going to go through absolutely everything you need. Remember, this can be done with any deck. I am going to be using my Modern Love tarot today, and this deck has been used for a few readings, so it's a nice way to recharge the deck. So the things you're going to need: a feather. This was made for me, this little feather here, dangle, so a feather. Any feather will do. A little container of water. Now I'm using a little baby cauldron. A sprig of rosemary or sage. I'm using some sage. You're going to need a black or white candle in a candle holder. You're going to need a piece of black tourmaline or smoky quartz, a stone from your neighborhood, and some incense in an incense holder, and of course, a lighter. You're also going to need a cloth about the size of a dish towel. So I'm using an actual reading cloth, but you can use whatever cloth you would like. You'll also need a compass, or you'll need to know where the 4 main directions are in the area that you're doing your ritual. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is to lay out your cloth. Now we're using a cloth as a barrier. You don't necessarily have to use this, but I like this as a ritual barrier. And this cloth could also double up as the cloth you're going to wrap your deck in afterwards. If you have a specific tarot cloth or mat you want to use with your deck, this is a wonderful opportunity to use it and bless it as well. Now you're going to place your deck in the center of the cloth and figure out where your elemental directions are. So I know for me, west is this way, which means east is this way, north is this way, and south is that way. Did I do it right? So the northern hemisphere, I associate east with air, west with water, north with earth because that is where the magnetic pole is, and then south with fire because that is where the equator is. In the southern hemisphere, you would switch the 2 top and bottom. So you would go north is fire because that is where the equator is, and south is earth, which is where their magnetic pole is. So it's a very easy way to switch it up, but I'm going to be using the North American because I am here in Canada. Don't let that Australian accent fool you. Yes, I had many years of practicing the other way around. It still gets confusing to this day, but let's get started. So now I'm going to place all of the elemental association tools in their element. So air is going to have the feather and the incense. North is going to have crystals and the stone from your garden. And south is going to have the candle. Now we don't need to put the lighter on there. Now we have everything in its correct direction and also on the cloth. So now I invite you to close your eyes and take a few breaths and get yourself into a ritual mindset. You don't need to do a lot of meditation if you don't want to. If you want to take some time to do quite a bit of meditation, that's fine as well. You may also wish to do a protection prayer or put a protective ring around you. Once you're in the zone, we're going to begin. You're going to light your incense. Now I'm going to circle the incense around the deck and the circle 3 times, allowing it to go over the deck and everything in the circle. I'm going to place it back so it can burn down. I'm going to pick up the feather and I'm going to say, by the element of air, I bless this deck and ask that the benevolent elementals of air bestow the gifts of clear communication, inspiration, and clarity to all my tarot readings. So mote it be. And now I'm going to place the feather on top of the tarot deck. Now we move to the element of fire. We're going to light our candle. I'm just using a simple wish candle. You can use any kind of candle that you want. Even a birthday candle will work. I'm going to place my hands around the candle just so that I'm honoring the element of fire. By the element of fire, I bless this deck and ask the benevolent elementals of fire to bestow the gift of passion, transformation, and spirituality to all my tarot readings. So mote it be. So now we're just going to allow the candle to burn as we've blessed it with the element of fire. Now we're moving to the element of water. We're going to take our sprig of herb. We're going to dip it into the water cauldron. Now you may also wish to actually flick it over the deck. This is quite traditional in a lot of pagan sort of offerings and a lot of pagan ways of blessing and cleansing. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with putting even like a tiny drop on their deck, but I don't mind doing that at all. So then we say, by the element of water, I bless this deck. I ask that the benevolent elementals of water bestow the gifts of empathy, intuition and healing to all my tarot reading, so mote it be. Okay, and I'm going to leave the sprig in the water. Now we're going to move on to the element of earth. I'm going to take my stones. This includes the stone from your neighborhood and the smoky quartz or tourmaline or both that you have chosen. I'm going to place them in my hands. By the element of earth, I bless this deck. I ask the benevolent elementals of earth to bestow the gifts of prosperity, stability and abundance to all my tarot readings, so mote it be. Now I'm going to place the stones on top of the deck. I'm not going to crush my little feather. I'm just going to move the incense away just so I can do this. Whoop! Okay, cool, love it. Over here a little bit so I can do this next bit without burning myself. Now I'm going to place my hands a few centimeters above my deck as if I'm doing Reiki for it. And now I'm going to bless this with the element of spirit. I thank with a grateful heart the elementals of air, water, fire and earth for their blessings and gifts, so mote it be. That is the end of the blessing. So then you would snuff your candle out and you can leave your deck in the circle under a full moon or by the window to get some light in, whether that's moon or sunlight. And when you're ready, you can just pop everything back on your altar, wrap up your deck in the cloth and you're good to go. I'm going to wrap the deck up in this cloth because this cloth has also been connected to this deck in the ritual, and then I can use it anytime I go out and I already have a reading mat with me. You can also carry the stones with you as a way to cleanse your deck on the go. If you want to learn about how to cleanse your deck in different ways, check out my video here where I go through a number of techniques so you can cleanse and recharge your deck. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this inspirational and maybe even a little informative, and I'll see you all next time.